A random number between 1 and 7 is 6.
Number 6.
Woo!
Hey! Number 6.
I was going to ask to trade with Glenna because 5 is my good number.
Ah, well, there you go.
So Glenna, this raffle's for you.
Okay.
Aw.
Nice.
So
Look
sweet.
at that.
Glenna's my baby, my doTERRA baby.
Aw. Congratulations, Glenna.
Hero.
Yeah.
And so we will get you your prize. I guess we'll talk to Kathleen and we'll get that to you.
That's awesome. All right, well, we'll get started. Hi, Jackie. Again, I'm Grace, and I've been with doTERRA for about 5.5 years and sharing for the last 3. And I like to have a lot of fun with doTERRA, making different blends and things like that. And we're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna make a quick DIY, but I'm gonna have Kenny introduce himself first. He's gonna share some great recipes with you. And then at the end, we're gonna do our DIY. If you have the supplies, if not, no problem. You can do it at when you have time. But I'm just gonna show you a couple quick things you can do with things in your house. All right, Kenny, let them know who you are, what we're doing here today.
Sure. I'm Kenny Wallace, and I currently live up in Montreal, Quebec, way on the other side, away from most of y'all, but glad to be part of this team. I've been using doTERRA essential oils for about 1.5 years and have been doing herbalism for about a decade beyond that. And so I love DIY stuff. This is where it's fun for me. And so we're looking forward to sharing some things with you all.
Okay, so we were talking, and if you want to see clearly, you might want to do a spotlight of my video, or just do the speaker as your speaker view. Would that be right, Kenny? On your Zoom?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Really quick, I'm going to get started and just make this fun thing that Susie actually started on the customer page several years ago, and it's called the Tub and Sink Scrub. Okay, and I use it all the time because I feel really good about my kids cleaning the house and not having to inhale these horrible chemicals from cleaners like bleach and Lysol and all, Ajax, Comet, all of those things that you use to clean your toilets and clean your tubs. These are the things that we used to use. And so now I use things that are just in my house. So I have 3/4 cup of baking soda here. We're gonna show you the recipe so you don't have to worry about writing it down. You can take a picture. But this is 3/4 cup, about 3/4 cup of baking soda, okay? And then you would just mix in a tablespoon of filtered water, okay? No, I'm sorry. Second step is you're gonna use your Dr. Bronner's. I have it here, if you've never seen it. It's Castile soap. So you use a 1/4 cup of Dr. Bronner's Castile soap, and you just put that together, okay? So you just kind of mix it in there. And
Hey, Grace, can you tilt your camera a little bit? We can't see your bowl.
Oh, sure.
Oh.
What's that? Can you see the bowl?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so then you're gonna mix that until it's like a little bit like a frosting. Okay, just mix it in. You can see it kind of. I actually added a tablespoon of On Guard concentrate cleaner to this too, just to give it a little extra punch. So, so you mix this together, kind of makes like a paste. And I think your daughter said it, Susie. She was like, it looks like frosting when we were watching the video. So any of these recipes, a lot of the times you can go into the customer page, and at the top where there's a search bar, you can just search cleaners. Or you can, like this one, you can search tub and sink cleaner, okay? And this one, you really just can't mess it up at all. So now I'm gonna add a tablespoon of filtered water, okay?
They can also search for the cleaning book. We have a DIY book.
Oh yes, that's right.
Every recipe. So
Okay.
you can find that.
So you see how it's like kind of getting into like a frosting type of paste? You can see that. Okay, now I'm gonna add, let me see, I have my recipe right here because I always add them differently. So the next thing you're gonna add is your oils. Sorry, your vegetable glycerin. Does anybody know what vegetable glycerin is? This is what it looks like. I got this, I think, for like $10 on Amazon. It's lasting me 2 years now.
Awesome.
Because you don't need a lot of it, but you put that in. You just kind of add that in, right? And you mix it around. And now is the fun part because you get to add your oils. Okay. So I'm going to add my oils, and I am going to use lemon. So I'm going to put 5 drops of lemon. It's starting to smell good in here. I wish we had smell-o-vision. We say this all the time. Wild orange and peppermint. And I'm going to add a couple drops of lime and tea tree as well. And it smells so yummy. And it really cleans well. So the last step, after you mix in your oils really well, and I probably could add a little bit more baking soda, but you're gonna see a little bit of magic here happens when you add the last part. So it's a tablespoon of just vinegar, okay? So you add the vinegar and you can see like it just foams up. So you know how you have like those soft scrubs and things like that? Can you guys see that? Tell me yes if you could see it. Okay, so it gets all foamy. It's almost like OxyClean. You know, I feel like this is like a natural OxyClean. And as you can see, I'm making it in a glass container. So you wanna make sure you can do it in an airtight glass container, okay? So you just mix it around. It smells so good. And so and then you just take a little bit with your fingers and you kind of start swiping it. I'm gonna just close it up right now real quick. And that's that. So I just wanted to share that really quick, how simple and how fast it goes together. Yes, I had all my ingredients already kind of measured out for you, but it didn't take long to get put together. So you can just do these easy DIY cleaners for your house and take out all the toxins and just, you know, use your oils for that besides just diffusing and other things. There's so many things you can use oils for. I find that I really enjoy making my own stuff more than just picking it up off the shelf at the store. And so I put a bunch of stuff out here so you could see things that you just normally have in your house, like baking soda, or if you have Epsom salt, you can just do things in the house with your own ingredients.
Gracie,
So does anybody have any questions?
Gracie, you say that it reminds you of OxyClean. Have you ever thrown it in your laundry?
You know what, I haven't, but I probably could, or at least use it as a stain remover, I would think, right? So.
Is there lemon in there? I think lemon works that way. Good.
Mhm.
Yeah, lemon. You know, actually, if you want to even get more simple, lemon mixed with baking soda will clean your sink like nobody's business. You know, you can just rub some baking soda, a little bit of water. If you don't have vinegar or anything, just use it and just scrub it, and it makes it really clean. So just simple things like that. Lemon is the all-around cleaning oil anyway, not only internally, but just extra, you know, all around your house, and it smells so good. Even wild orange is great too. You can put that in a spray bottle and spray down your sink or your countertops with water, and it just smells good, you know? So, so we're gonna go into some more things with Kenny. There it is. So if you guys want to take a screenshot, that's what I did today.
I think it was literally 2 minutes. That took you 2 minutes to put together.
I know. So add another 5 maybe to get your stuff measured.
Yeah, I love DIY. Like some people tend to get intimidated when you say, okay, we're gonna do it yourself. But really, if you can follow a recipe to cook, you can bake cookies, then you can do DIY.
Yes.
It's just finding the things to put it together, and then you can really replace anything in your house, right?
Exactly.
I love DIY because it's a lot cheaper. I tend to be pretty cheap, right? And if I can make it myself, why would I pay someone else to do it, right? Like I know what's in there. And so That's why one of the reasons why I love doing DIY type stuff. So what else? What else do we have?
Okay. Go ahead, Kenny.
So up here in in Montreal last March, they had a run on toilet paper and hand sanitizer, and you couldn't find it anywhere. While you can't make toilet paper out of essential oils, you can make your own hand sanitizer. So that's what I started to do. So I took aloe vera gel, right? They did have that. Water, we all have water. Some vitamin E oil, some rubbing alcohol. I use 99% because it's I just find it tends to work better. But even something like 79%, 88%, something like that will work well. And then your On Guard oil, you mix those bad boys up and you put it in one of those pumps. And I had hand sanitizer, and people were like, "Where did you find your sanitizer? We couldn't find it." I made it myself. Would you like some? And so yeah, and you literally just mix it together. There's no cooking, there's no magic, right? It just blends together, and then you put it in a pump, and it works just as well as the store-bought stuff.
Hey, Kenny.
Uh-huh.
If anybody out there has their On Guard hand sanitizing bottles, I saved all of mine because we went through so many of them. I just kept saving them, and I remade this with his recipe. I remade it in this bottle so that I just had the bottle, and I didn't have to buy new bottles. So that's just a tip if you do have a hand sanitizing bottle. Yeah, so someone has a question. Can you use fractionated coconut oil in place of vitamin E oil? What do you think?
Yeah. So talking about replacement stuff. So I actually don't have vitamin E oil. For my skin, because my skin's really dry, I use glycerin instead, right? And so you can replace things here and there. The things you want to, your oil, right? You want to use the On Guard, and then the aloe vera gel and the rubbing alcohol, or it's like the base, right? So vitamin E oil tends to help it last longer, and glycerin helps to keep my skin soft. So that's why you can play around with those.
Hey, what does the aloe vera gel do? Because I think that's the one thing I didn't put in mine. Maybe I didn't put that in.
It's soothing, right? Like it's one of the soothing pieces, because the alcohol will dry your skin out,
right?
But it kills the stuff. So
okay, yeah. I'm gonna try it with that now since I have aloe vera gel.
I have a question.
Go for it.
When I use the hand sanitizer mist, it kind of leaves a tacky feel. Does this do less of that?
Glycerin does not. The vitamin E oil sometimes will.
You know, I've heard that before, and I don't find it to be sticky. Maybe it's just me. Maybe shake it before you use it. Try that.
I usually put Citrus Bliss hand lotion on top of it, and it makes it go away.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That's a good question. Thanks. Okay, this is me, right, Kenny?
Yep.
Okay, so he got a good laugh out of this yesterday when I shared it with him, so I'm going to share it today. So there is such a thing as Poo Pourri Spray with your essential oils that, you know, everybody knows there's Poo Pourri in the market that you can buy, right? And when I've read the ingredients, a lot of it is citrus stuff. So if you take 20 drops of lemon or wild orange, purified or lemongrass, or a mixture of the two, whichever you like, you can just get yourself a glass spray bottle. I don't have one in front of me, but you can even use one of these. If you just recycle this bottle right here, you can put it in this bottle and fill the rest with water, filtered water, or, you know, just even tap water, and shake it up and spray it before and after. It really does leave that just gone feeling, fresh feeling. I don't know how else to say it, but there is another hack. Oh, go ahead, Susie.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I love to use the mist that we have, the one that comes in a 2-pack. It looks just like that bottle, but it's purple.
Oh.
You know, that one?
Yes.
Yeah, it is so good. It just leaves a very fine mist that's not wet, and you can spray it directly in the toilet. So what I do is I spray it in the toilet before, and then after flushing, then I spray again and around, and it works really well.
And do you use the 20 drops of lemon or what do you use?
I always use Douglas fir as my base, and then I use a different oil on top of that. I just like the fresh, kind of tree scent. So that's what I'm used to.
So I was also sharing with Kenny that I think you might have taught me this, but you can do a drop of lemon and tea tree in the toilet, just the oil itself before you go. And
Yeah.
then after, right? Same
Yeah,
thing.
well, when I travel, I don't take a big bottle. I just have an empty bottle of, of Douglas fir with my other oils, and then I take it and I just drop it directly in the toilet. It works really well. Mhm.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It works really well. So that's awesome. So yeah, if you guys, we might be doing a little raffle to give away a Poo Pourri Spray if anybody's interested. Raise your hand if you're interested.
Everybody's like, that's awesome.
Okay, go ahead, Kenny.
Why don't you do this one? I'll do the next one.
Okay, great. Okay, so this is, I got this hack. I know this hack, but I had to get this because we're talking a little bit about DIYs and skincare and cleaning things. So I was so thankful that Dr. Linda gave me this slide because I have been using this for years. So you can, if you didn't know this or not, but you can take your mascara, for most of us are women here, right? Or, we're gonna go to beard oil in a bit, but what you can do is you can take your mascara tube, when you get it brand new, and you can add a drop of rosemary or lavender, and it helps with your lashes, okay? So it helps them grow. It also helps prevent your clumps. So what I've done since, I think it's been 3 or 4 years now, but ever since I've been doing 1 drop of lavender in my mascara, I've not lost any lashes. But prior to that, yeah, it must have been about 4 years because I started, it was like 50, in my 50s. And when I would wash my face, I would lose my lashes, and that became a problem. So I saw this, I think it was Rebecca Kim that posted it one day, I saw it and I started it. And 1 month later, I had not lost a lash. And so I thought, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So I started sharing it with some of my friends. And I have one friend, she also, Myri knows her name is Vicky, but she made one of these. She took a mascara tube and she put, I think it was jojoba oil, or maybe there's another oil, I can't remember, I'll find it. But anyway, she put these things, rosemary, cedarwood, tea tree, and lavender, and she had lost some eyebrow, and she just started putting it on her eyebrows and they started to grow back. So
Uh-oh.
on her lashes, and they're just nice and thick too. So yeah, nurse out there, right, Kenny? But this is just more of a natural option for you that is safe.
Could I add something?
Yes.
In Jomo's senior class on Wednesday, we have a retired scientist who does Mary Kay. And we have brought this up, and she said that being very careful not to put too much oil in there because we don't really know the quality of the container, the mascara container, and the oils could actually degrade the tube. And so that's what we're trying to avoid. She kind of felt like she did 1 drop herself, but not to do more than that. And also to not pump it, that does something bad about it. I don't know. She's a scientist.
Well, that's a good point, Kathleen, because actually you will only want to use 1 drop. And that's what I've done. I only use 1 drop. So you pick your oil. The other one that my friend did, she did it separately. It was just jojoba oil, or there's another oil that's good for hair and skin. And she added those oils to it, and it just became like she would put it on at night before she went to bed for her eyebrows and her eyelashes. So it was not a mascara tube. It was a regular, like a PET certified tube. So that's a good point. Make sure that you're using a good tube. So 1 drop, always start with 1 drop. And I haven't had any problems. So yeah.
Awesome. And as one of the few men on the team, and if you all have men in your life, you can give them this hack as well. So the beard also needs some help to grow sometimes, right? And so my beard is pretty coarse, and so to give it that kind of supple shine and make it so that my wife doesn't make me cut it off because it scratches her, I use beard oil. And so over on the right is just a simple one, right? So I use sweet almond oil, fractionated coconut oil, and then I'll use peppermint and rosemary, and frankincense. And those do help really from the clinical side. It helps your stimulate your hair follicles. And so it allows it to grow more. I will also use peppermint and rosemary in my shampoo when I wash my hair. On the left side, I love this one. This blend is called Campfires, and when I can't get out, I'll just put it on my beard and make me feel like I'm sitting around the campfire. And so using argan oil, jojoba oil, then all the tree oils, right? Like your evergreen tree. So black spruce, balsam fir, sandalwood. Patchouli is actually a floral, but it has this kind of earthy scent. And then bergamot. It really does smell like a campfire. And so it's simple. You just put it in the little shaker or in the little bottle, you shake it up, and that's it. It's done, right? That's one of the things we love about this. Not real hard. And then you just massage, you wash your face and then massage the oil into the beard, and it helps it grow and keeps it soft. So you can pass that along to the men around you all.
How many drops is a half an ounce?
Usually it's 20 drops per milliliter. And so a half an ounce is like 30 to 40, right?
Thank you.
For something like the carrier oils like argan and jojoba, I just feel it like halfway up. Or you put your essential oils in there and then fill the rest of it up, right?
You know, one thing that I've been doing is I take those oils that we've been adding to our shampoo, and I put it on my scalp at night before I go to bed. I want it to cook all night. And you know, the LLV helps so much with my hair growing back. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think every little bit we can do is awesome.
So good. Good.
Okay. So this is just a recipe for a tile and shower spray. So after you take a shower, you know, there's always that, well, especially where I live, the water's hard. So it leaves that residue if you don't, we wipe down our shower every day, but this is just a great alternative to spray afterwards your shower to keep your doors clean. So you just would take a bottle, and as long as you have a good plastic, you should be fine. And use the hot water to make your, I would make it in a something like this first. So, you know, take like a glass measuring cup, make your shower spray, and then pour it into your bottle, okay? So this is just another way to use your oils in your home without having to purchase deathly chemicals, as I call them, or, you know, the Tilex or some of those shower scrubs, they just, okay, I'm just gonna say, has anybody experienced this? Because when I used to use the tub and shower stuff that from the market that had bleach and had all these things in it, but it foamed up, I would always have like an asthma attack afterwards, or I'd have some kind of breathing issue and my chest would feel weird. So I was thankful that I was able to find these natural things, because it just, I'm so I feel comfortable allowing my kids to clean, which, you know, they should probably do more often. Maybe this is, you know, this is one way to make me feel good about it. Because when I use those other chemicals, I didn't let my kids clean as often because I didn't want them to inhale those things. So this is just a nice alternative. So if you want to take a screenshot of that, go ahead. But you can basically, you can use whatever oils you like. But these are the oils that will work to keep things clear on your shower doors so that you won't get the buildup.
And this says that you should wipe it clean. Grace says she wipes hers down every day. I am not that I just spray it on and it comes off by itself, right? So after the shower, I just spray it on and leave it, and it's great. In the picture, you'll see that I also have Nioli in there, and Nioli and tea tree are like cousins, right? They do kind of the same thing, except it smells a little bit better. It's a little lighter, and so I'll use that one as well in mine.
I'm gonna try that too because I have that one.
Yeah. So last week or 2 weeks ago, I got a chance to do a class on skincare, and my skin is horribly dry, right? Like I have a skin disorder called ichthyosis, and so my skin doesn't produce enough of the oil to keep it lubricated, and so I have to help it out a lot. And so one of the ways that I've learned to do that is by using a skin salve, right? And so a salve is oils that are mixed together, usually some sort of a heavier carrier oil. So in this case, I use coconut oil and shea butter, and then the essential oils that can help on a therapeutic level. And so basically what I'm doing is I don't own one of those fancy double boiler things. And so a hack is you just use a pot, right? A little pot, and you put some water in the bottom. And then you take another bowl, a glass bowl, that is just the right size to fit on top of it. And you boil the water in the bottom, because basically what you want to do is use indirect heat, right? And so using like the bowl on top of the pot like that, it gives that kind of gentle heat. And so you put in your coconut oil, you put in your shea butter, and it will melt. And then as it's cooling down, you'll add your oils in there. And so for my skin, for my daughter, she has eczema, my wife has psoriasis, we'll use something like Roman chamomile, lavender, and geranium, which are very good for calming down the they have antihistamines in them, so it calms down that itch, and it continues to moisturize the skin. So once you've got them all mixed in there, you pour it into your container. I usually spray my containers beforehand. I'm doing clinical aromatherapy, so like everything has to be sanitized beforehand. So I spray it down with that same 99% alcohol, and then let it dry. And then I'll pour those oils into that container and stick it in the refrigerator, and it'll begin to harden up a little bit, right? Until it's back to the consistency of a salve. And then you just rub that on there, and it stays on your skin for a little bit. It has that kind of greasy feel at first, and then it allows those essential oils to absorb into your skin and start to help. Easy steps, 1, 2, 3, and it's done.
Can you substitute MCT oil for the coconut?
What is MCT?
I think it's coconut oil that hasn't been fractionated.
Oh, yes. So that's what I use, the hard stuff, and when I'm doing this, because you want it to harden back up, right? You don't want it to stay a liquid. And so I use the non-fractionated coconut oil and the shea butter. Good point. Thank you, Kathleen.
That's a really good recipe, Kenny.
Thank you. So,
okay. So I love these pictures. You did such an awesome job with these pictures.
thank you.
Give you my hands, everybody. Okay, so this is just a quick fruit and veggie soak. So you know, there's so many things that are sprayed, pesticides and things, if you're not buying organic on your fruits and vegetables, but you can easily clean them. You can clean out your sink with here you go, clean out your sink with your tub and sink cleaner, right? Sterilize your sink with that, and then you can fill it up and put some apple cider vinegar and lemon oil, or you can use regular vinegar. This is the distilled vinegar. And you can just soak. So like what I'll do, if I don't have my sink available, I'll get a big glass bowl and I'll put that in there, and I'll put my lettuce leaves in it. And then when I take them out, you see all the dirt in there. And then just, you know, just pat dry them with a towel. I wrap them in a clean towel, and they're good to go. It takes off all of that, the limonene in the lemon or wild orange, or the tangerine, whatever citrus oil you're going to use. The limonene takes the bacterial, whatever that coating is, and also the pesticides, it really takes that away. So it helps to take that off. So that's a really easy one, an easy hack or an easy way to kind of get your veggies and your fruits clean from the pesticides before you put them in your body.
Grace, I have a question. It's Glenna.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm growing like my own lettuce in the backyard, but I got bugs on them. So I bought a really good organic spray. It has like rosemary and thyme and stuff in it, and you spray it on, but it's lettuce. And so can I use this on lettuce?
Yes.
Soak? Okay.
You know what, with the lettuce, you don't need to keep it in there for long at all. You just kind of lay the leaves in there and just kind of swish them back and forth, and then pick them up, and you'll see like all the dirt's off of them, especially since you're growing them in your yard. This is really more for, you know, the commercial foods that are not organic. What you're growing in your yard is more organic. So, you know, you can use very little of these two things. You don't have to, this is if you're filling up your whole sink, but if you're just going to rinse them off, you can even make a spray. You can make a fruit and veggie spray. You can take some apple cider vinegar, some lemon in a glass spray bottle, and spray them and then rinse them off.
Oh, okay. I didn't even want to have to use any spray in my garden, but gosh, I'm growing zucchini, cucumbers, artichokes, and something's attacking them. And so I tried different things. And so I bought this, it's called Dr. Something. It's off of Amazon. It was it's organic. It's an Omri. They say Omri, which is all organic.
Okay, so
you don't want to have to ingest that either. You
can make your own. If you made the spray,
I'm going to look up.
If you made the spray with this, you do this mixture and then fill it up with water and spray it on there, it will do the same thing in the garden, and then you won't have to spend as much money.
Okay,
on Amazon.
I can use apple cider vinegar and this just and put it in a spray bottle and just spray it on the veggies. Okay.
Yep. So I use something very similar to this for aphids.
That's what I have. It's totally like these little white tiny. Oh God, it's driving me nuts.
Yeah. yeah. In fact, I'll see what I'll put it in the chat, the exact recipe that I used.
Yeah, I didn't want to use anything, but it also attacked my rose, and I'm like, it was so pretty, and I'm like going, okay, I'm gonna win.
You know, this is Shirley. There's a site called Got Oil Supplies.
Okay.
And I haven't looked into it yet, but I noticed they have like a gardening area, like, and you can buy a whole gardening kit, and it comes with spray bottles and recipes to make all your own bug sprays and stuff with oils.
Oh, I'll check that out. That's cool.
Yeah, I want to maybe get one and look at it.
Okay. I like being out in the garden, and it's fun just to
Me
try
too.
But it's like, I was so mad. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, okay, I'll try these. Yeah.
Well, and you know, if Shirley uses it, it's safe for butterflies.
I also have these little squirrels in my yard and lizards, and I don't.
Oh yeah.
lizards because they come and eat my bugs, you know, so it's
Yeah,
like,
me too.
you know,
Where do you live?
I live in Laverne.
Okay.
I have camphor trees all over my street. And so I think moths and things are in there.
Oh.
And so they come and attack all my stuff. And so I've been trying to figure out what I could spray that they won't like, you know, so this is good.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put something in the chat. There's a whole list of things for gardening.
Okay.
And like tea tree, cedar wood, peppermint wards off the aphids, arborvitae for pests. So what I'll do is I'll get this copied and I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Or Susie, we're streaming live, right?
Yes, it's streaming.
Okay.
It's not on the customer page. It's on my.
Okay, I'll go ahead and get this copied and put in the chat. Okay.
You know, something that I've been concerned with is the things that we soak our vegetables in. Like I used to use one of those hospital wash basins, but you know, that's plastic. It's not good to put the oils in the plastic. So now I put it into a big glass bowl, you know, and I love doing things in my sink, but I have a challenge cleaning out the drain, you know, down below that X thing, you know, I felt it and it's slimy and I don't want to put anything close to it. I shoot it with the On Guard concentrated cleaner. I shoot every sink in my house before I go to bed, just to kill the cooties while I'm sleeping, but I can't get rid of that. You know, down below the drain, you know, that part.
I wonder if you could use like a long little, you know how they have those long little brushes? And I wonder if you could kind of, you know, swirl it around. I wonder if that would work. I don't know. With some On Guard cleaner on it or something. I don't know.
That mixture that Grace used at the beginning, if you're using baking soda and vinegar, you sprinkle baking soda down in there and then pour the vinegar into
it'll
the drain.
foam up.
It'll foam up and break it all up and it'll wash down.
That's a great idea. Thank you.
That'll get rid of your Mr. Plumber or whatever that terrible chemical is you pour into your drains.
Okay.
Awesome.
I put it into the chat about the gardening. So if you want to go ahead
That is awesome.
capture that. I got that from my friend who shared about gardening. So, okay, we're going to do our sugar scrub or salt scrub, right?
Yeah.
So if you
Let's do
guys
it.
want to play along. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have my stuff all measured out because I wanted to make it fast, but you know, so I am using turbinado and brown sugar, a mixture of the two. You can use granulated sugar. You can use salt. It's just your personal preference. And I have my glass container, but I also have a couple of little jars that I'm gonna put them in. You see, you could just recycle. Look at this is a little fig jar. And then if you have mason jars, you know, I have lots of mason jars because my last name is Mason. So, but what I'm going to do is there's so many that you can look up on Pinterest and make your own concoction, but I'm doing the simplest one I can do. So you basically have your sugar measured out. I have my fractionated coconut oil.
So it's 1 cup, right? 1 cup of sugar?
It's a half a cup that I have. And then I start with a half a cup and I'll show you what I do if it's not enough. So I'll just add that together and I'm just gonna mix it up. Okay. And you know, it doesn't have to be oily. You may need more oil because I said 1 cup of sugar. I think it was, you know, you can use less, whichever. I like to get in there with my hands to kind of mix it up. But, you know, I'm trying to be polite. So, I mean, it's kind of granular. I don't know if you could see it. Here, I'll try to tilt this a little bit. And my sugar's kind of clumping because I'm using brown sugar. If you use granulated sugar, you won't have this problem. And so what I'm gonna do too is I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of, I have regular coconut oil, you know, because sometimes when you wanna do a sugar scrub, you want it to have that consistency to like stay together so that you can kind of mush it on your skin. Does anybody have any questions while we're doing this? As I get sugar everywhere. I need a bigger bowl, guys. Sorry, I need a bigger bowl. So I like to get this all done first, and then I'll add my oils and mix it up. And I'm using Citrus Bliss today. But brown sugar makes a really nice, I mean, honestly, you could just eat this. But it makes a really nice winter scrub too. If you use the brown sugar, you can use cinnamon or you can use clove in there. And, you know, Citrus Bliss is just real soothing to the skin. And so that's why I like to use Citrus Bliss. And I'm gonna add a little, actually gonna add a little bit of spearmint because that'll just kind of wake up the senses when you use it. So you can see it's kind of mixed up. I don't know if you can see it. It's mixed up real nice, you know? And now I'm gonna add my Citrus Bliss. So what is everybody making? Share what you guys are making. Oh, other oils you can use, Susie, olive oil, jojoba oil. Anybody else?
Sweet almond oil.
Almond. So I put my citrus
Apricot oil. Evening primrose oil.
There you go. That's a good one.
Grapeseed oil.
Oh yeah, grapeseed's a good one. So, ooh, that smells so good. I love.
Shirley, what were you showing us?
Ylang-ylang and maybe some wild orange.
Ooh, that'd be
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
Really nice.
Anita, what are you using?
I actually love Citrus Bliss and spearmint, so I'm just gonna do exactly what you guys are doing.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Oh yeah, it smells so good.
Ooh, it does.
I'm doing one for my skin, and so I'm using patchouli and sandalwood and helichrysum.
Ooh.
So if you feel like you need a little bit more oil, you know, to kind of mush it together. Like I said, this one is more granulated because it's a bigger sugar. The granulated sugar that you use for cooking and baking is it kind of meshes together. Like that's why you only need about a half a cup of the fractionated coconut oil. With these more granulated sugars, you may need a little more, and they're not gonna like be together, you know, what's that word? They're not gonna solidify. But see, I'm just gonna get in there and use my hands, if you guys don't mind, and just kind of mush it together.
Grace, how many drops of oil are you using?
I used about 10 of each. Or I use more Citrus Bliss because you don't need much spearmint. So maybe like 10 to 20 Citrus Bliss, and then maybe like 5 to 10 spearmint. And just, you know, smell as really up to you. It's a personal preference how much of it you want to smell. I love this. I can hear everybody mixing in the background. Awesome.
So fun.
Do this again. Maybe you guys should put some ideas in there what you want to do next. What do you want to see it? You want to see me
Hair
get my
remover.
answer? What?
Hair remover. Hair remover. You know when you have a mustache and you go, can you make that?
I don't know, but that's a good one. You know what, Julie? I'm going to have you research that.
Okay.
Go ahead. What is it? Anita, did you have something you want us to make next time?
I'm not sure. I know yeah, let me think about that one. Oh, you know what and it's not skin related, but candles.
Candles?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do candles. I haven't done them, but Oh, you know what? Actually, someone else on our team does candles, and I think somebody else does soaps. We can
Oh,
actually do a soap.
Ooh.
I
Yeah.
love that, especially like closer to the holidays too, because I think they're really nice gifts to give to people too.
I'm glad you said that because I was just about to say, hang on a second, giving my hand a scrub. So I gave my hands a little treatment this morning. So that's why I took out my jars. You can just find a pretty jar or a mason jar, and you have so much from this one cup, and you can just put a pretty bow on top or a nice label, and you can give it as a baby shower gift or a bridal shower gift. I think for my niece's baby shower, I made a bunch of sugar scrubs. Kenny showed, it was like an amber colored jar. I had got some off of Amazon. And I just got a bunch of those, and I made this brown sugar scrub, and I added a lot more of the hard coconut oil, and it was very like pasty kind of, but it was really good. And it had, like I was telling you, it had all those winter or clove and cinnamon, and it was just like you could eat it. It was almost like a cookie.
Yeah.
So, and I felt good because it's safe, you know, if their kids got a hold of it and they ate some, they'd be fine. So because I did that for her baby shower, and I put them in a cute little jar with a cute little label, and that was a little shower gift. So, you know, just different ideas you can do.
That's a really cute idea. Would you recommend, what oils would you recommend, like for like sunburned skin or like, you know, because now that summer's coming with some sunshine, like is there a specific oil that calm the skin down after?
Yeah.
Day of the sun, the day at the beach?
Lavender.
Lavender.
Oh.
Exactly.
Lavender is great for burns.
Oh, good.
And then peppermint is good for cooling the skin. And so if when you come back in and got that hot, if you did it as a scrub, I would imagine that would give you that tingly sensation. But even just putting a drop of peppermint on the back of your neck or on the top of your head helps to cool down your body.
Good, thank you.
That's great. I was gonna ask you, Kenny, do you think geranium would be good too, since that's really good for the skin?
Yep.
Geranium and lavender as a spray, you know, like an after sun spray. That would have been a good one, Anita. We should have had you earlier as a consult so we could have done a sun spray today.
Well, you know what? I actually just came back from Hawaii. So I do, my skin probably could use some lavender because I can tell. I'm like, oh, I'm starting to peel. And that's why I thought the sugar scrub will be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Actually, since you're peeling, do you have plain lotion? doTERRA has an unscented lotion. And you can take the unscented lotion and add your lavender to it and put that on.
Good idea.
And you know, at night or in the morning after your shower, and that will help too. So, and even if you don't have the unscented, whatever lotion you're using, add a couple drops of lavender or Balance. Balance has some frankincense in it, and that's excellent for your skin. It has glutamate, so those are really good for your skin as well. And myrrh, I mean, I don't know if yet, but these are just good skin oils besides the geranium, the Roman chamomile.
Roman chamomile is a good compliment.
Yeah, really good for the skin. So, all right. So how does everybody enjoy this class today?
Good. How
I
many
love it.
how many ounces is that little amber jar?
The little
one
amber jar
The
that
one I showed was 2 ounces.
2 ounces. Yeah, 2 ounces, because it's about 2 ounces. So I want to share one more thing with you guys, if that's okay. Okay. So we all know, I mean, everybody uses doTERRA, but I want to show you this. Has anybody gotten one of these?
Not yet.
Okay. So how I got this was I was part of the wellness track. doTERRA's in your loyalty rewards. Those of us that are part of our loyalty rewards program, or your wellness box every month that you get, you can do. I don't know, Kenny, do you have the pictures, or Susie, do you have a picture of the wellness tracks? You can do different wellness tracks. I think there's 5 now. So there's a mind and mood, there's a relief, there's a sleep, there's a pain, sorry, not pain, there's relief, mind and mood, sleep, and immune. So
Respiratory.
respiratory is the other one. So this one came from the Mind and Mood. So I was on the Mind and Mood track. So for 3 months, I received a little kit that had all oils and things to go with it, things to use for keeping yourself grounded and really less stress. And in it was, one of the little things they put in there was bath salts. And so basically this is just an open bath salt, and I can add my oils to it and have myself a bath, you know, and just a relaxing bath. So I'll probably add adaptive. Maybe I'll add some ylang ylang because that's very soothing too, like Shirley said. And, you know, and just have a nice bath just to kind of unwind. So I was really happy to get that in the mail when I got my little kit.
They're really cool. They come in these little bags, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's got all your stuff in there and the little jars. So this was the this is the Mind and Mood one, and then this was the immunity one. And so all your on guard, like your wipes and sprays, and it's just awesome.
Yeah. So for it's $75, right? And it's a 3-month commitment. But you know what? You're building your base of oils for different things, for your stress levels, for your being more calm, for your immune system, especially, you know, that's a big thing right now is your immune system, strengthening that. And then sleep. A lot of people aren't getting quality sleep because there's so much going on. So I just wanted to mention that, give that a little plug, because I was so excited when that came in the mail. I was like, oh, my own little bath salt. And then I know someone, I think it was you, Shirley, maybe you were asking about adding herbs and things like that. But it sounds like you have gardens. Somebody asked about gardening, like Glenna. Take your rose petals and just let them dry, and look what you can, you know, you can get this out of your garden. So, and you can take that and crumble them up into if you're using, in your sugar scrub, if you're using lavender, you can take some rose petals and just crumble them up in there. You can use fresh lavender. I have some fresh lavender, not fresh, but dried lavender from my friend's garden. I have a friend in my church, and she has like an extensive garden, and she will always dry her herbs and things for me to add to my sugar scrubs and my salt scrubs.
Nice.
So that's another idea for you guys. Does anyone have any questions or comments, or if, you know, we would love to hear some feedback.
And I got these cute little blue flowers
Oh, pretty.
in my front yard that I could use too. Thanks.
They're gorgeous.
I
I
love
have a question about, because I noticed, I just looked up, I thought, well, maybe I missed it. doTERRA doesn't sell an almond oil. And Kenny, I know I heard you talk about almond oil. And I also just saw a recipe for a vanilla scrub. Do you know, is it okay just to go to like Sprouts and buy an almond oil? Or does anybody know a good quality one that you can buy?
I probably shouldn't say this, but I do go to the grocery store.
For the other oils, I don't, but I looked up right now on a doTERRA site, and they don't make an almond oil. I wish they did. But where do you get yours? Just like at
Well, I live in Canada, so our grocery stores are different. But if you went to like a natural health food store, or even a pharmacies will usually have quality carrier oils as well.
Okay.
Glenna, there's a health food store by Del Taco where the 57 and Arrow Highway and 60.
Oh yeah, where Cost Plus is. Yeah.
Right. There's a health food store there, and I've gotten Glycerin there. I've gotten a lot of different things there.
Okay. I love the smell of almond, and it's just no one makes it, you know, like they don't make it.
Sadly, they put it on the bottom shelf.
Oh, you just got to ask someone to bend down and get it for you.
I do all the time.
Can you help me, please?
I pull that senior card, you know. Actually, Christy Yoshikawa has been doing stretching and exercises with me three times a week because we're going to Mexico for incentive. And so she doesn't want me to drag her down. So she's getting moving. And part of it is, up and down, ankles, thighs, calves.
Which is really good for your adrenals. That
Yes,
up and
it
down
is.
movement.
Yes.
Susie, did you
Yes.
have a question? No. Oh, we can't hear you though. It's okay. I know sign.
There's also this really big thing about, using your bath salts in the tub, but I don't take a bath. So I've just been doing foot soaks.
Yep.
I'm so glad you said that.
Oh my gosh, I sit there and I do balance. It's just so refreshing. And sometimes I read a book, I just sit there in the shower.
You know what? That's a good point, Kathleen, because you can do we made this peppermint foot soak and it was wonderful. And I'll have to find the recipe and put it on the customer page, but it was so good. The peppermint foot soak, you put it in just even in a basin of water, warm water, put your peppermint foot soak in there and your feet, and it's kind of really, you can feel your stress just relieving, and your feet I don't know, it just felt so good. Everything kind of opened up. So yeah, you don't have to take a bath to use bath salts or sugar scrubs. You can definitely use a basin of water and just soak your feet would be great too. Did we answer Susie's question?
Yes, she was asking about oils for scarring.
Okay.
And so frankincense and immortelle are really
yeah.
great oils for that.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So I think we've gone a whole hour, so we kind of went over a little, but does anyone have any more questions? Kenny, do you have any more comments or more tips for them?
Very good. You can always reach out to us and ask questions on the customer page, and we're here to answer stuff. And we'd love to come back and do this again. The sky is the limit on things we can make.
Could I ask you an odd question?
Sure.
On the chat, you push those little those 3 dots, and it gives you an opportunity to put chat into file. Where is that file? Where does it go to when you put it in file?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, mine says show in Finder.
Oh, okay.
So Zoom, if you have Zoom on your computer,
Yes.
it will create a file in the Zoom folder, and then the chat is saved in that file. So with the date.
Oh, but I just want the list that that Grace put, because it was too much for a screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you can just highlight the whole thing and copy it and then open up a Word document and put it in that.
So you have to do a cut and paste. Okay.
Do you want me to? I can send it to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can mail it to you.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, because I have
Kenny is like he is the
the wizard
of all things technical. So, well, I've enjoyed this class. Have you guys had a good time today? I hope you have. If you have any questions.